once again. Today's reading is not from the daily guides. I read it, I thought about it for about 15 seconds or less, and then I thought, no, this is not a reading I want to read today because it doesn't apply to anyone I can think of who I know occasionally watches my messages. And it certainly does not apply to Creative Life Spiritual Center. It just didn't. It applies to some parts of centers for spiritual living, but not all parts, and definitely not the center to which I belong. And it really has got nothing to do with most people who watch these readings. So I flipped through the magazine and I found another one. I found one from Reverend Jane Beach. She is a on and off contributor to the Daily Guides. She contributed to a month not too long ago. And I think this is pretty good. I think it's an uplifting message. So I think this is something anybody can do, free to be. Okay, so she says, grab hold of the magic of faith. How about that? Says, have you ever been so upset that you couldn't find the words to pray? Me too. Some of my most profound experiences of prayer happened when I didn't have the wherewithal to utter a single word. Instead, I cried, knowing that all my jumbled feelings were being held by the one, capitalized, that adored me and knew exactly what I needed. That is prayer. I lean into my personal relationship with the God of my understanding. What do I know is true? I know my loved ones are divinely accepted and loved, whether they know it or not, whether they believe it or not. Next, I think about them with a positive expectation that everything they're doing now will be important in the big picture of their lives. I don't need to understand it. I just need to trust that it's true. Then I get on with living my best life as the joy in my life sends good energy into their faith. Their faith, the sanity saver, is my rock. I used to hold those I cared about tightly, trying to make sure that we're all safe and happy. Then I remembered how much I'd grown through my hardest challenges. Shouldn't I give them the same opportunity? How else will they know how capable they are? I changed my focus from I have to save them to it's their chance to grow. My angst isn't what they needed, it was my prayers. I used my powerful self will to cultivate a deepening faith instead of wringing my hands with worry. I start by consciously modifying my mood, taking tiny, determined steps toward optimism. I clean out a drawer, plant a flower, take a brisk walk, or call an upbeat friend. My belief in prayer sends vibrations of hope out into the world. A bounty of peace, joy, and love is available to each of us. Today, my prayer is for all to know it, to feel it, and to accept it. And I thought that was pretty upbeat because I have a big long list of people, primarily friends and relatives and animals, for whom I pray. And this just taught me once again that sometimes we need to let go and let people just do their own thing. And I was reminded in the past few weeks that they've been showing some eaglets, a couple of eaglets who, well, they showed the eggs, then they showed them hatched, then they showed them growing, and then they started showing them taking their first flight. And they were really hesitant, but the parents, the eagle parents, had to have the faith to let the eaglets get out there and just fly on their own. Otherwise, they would never fly. They'd be stuck in the nest forever. So this is kind of the same thing. So it tells me that, yes, I hold my relatives and friends and their pet friends up to their highest good, but I also know that there's something greater than I am looking after them. And I also know that the universe is so constructed that when we go out on our own and we try things anew, we need to learn. Remember, as a baby, the only way that you learned to walk was by falling down. Because when you walk, you actually fall forward. And lots of things I learned in life was because my mother had the guts to let me go rock climbing. When I was a teenager, I learned some rock climbing in the Scouts, and then I joined a climbing club. And we went all over the place, all over England, Wales, Scotland, the French Alps. And my mother had to have the confidence in God, her idea of God, to let me go and just do these things. And she did, and I came back. I survived, looking down 2,000 meters, over 6,000 feet of nothing between my legs in the French Alps when I was literally climbing vertically. So I think this is a great message for all of us. It's upbeat. And, sometimes we just need upbeat messages. Anyway, it's upbeat to me. And for those of you who love a spiritual mind treatment, she provides us with one. She says, "Oh, infinite creator, hold us softly in your great love. Remind us that your light connects to all people and all things, the light alive in each of us. May we remember that we're here on purpose, created to shine the light of love, peace, and joy in our own way. Today, may we know the truth of our being and live from that knowing." That is prayer. It doesn't sound like the standard form of spiritual mind treatment, but it's prayer and it's just as good. She gives us an affirmation: releasing worry, I grab hold of faith and let it work its magic in my life. I really like this reading. When I read it, it made me feel really good. And I thought, yep, this is exactly. And I was led to it. I was flipping through the pages. Boom, I landed on this one. I thought, this is what I need for today. Because the other reading, it did nothing for me because it doesn't apply to me, people I know, our spiritual center, and so on. So to those to whom it does apply, I hope you read it, but it's not for me. So remember, I hope you had a chance to tune in today at 11:15. I didn't because I was busy, but I'll see if I can find it afterwards to the meditation from Danny and Workidal. Tomorrow morning, Reverend Lisa Ryan will be on Creative Life Facebook, Creative Life Spiritual Center's Facebook page, and I'll be back on all the channels you see me tomorrow. So until next time, have a great, wonderful rest of the day. Namaste.